Welcome to the Global Focus Review channel. According to the Bible, Adam and Eve are believed to be the first humans and the ancestors of all humanity. They had 3 sons named Cain, Abel, and Seth. However, it is unclear from the Bible how other human beings emerged from these 5 central figures. In Genesis 4:17, it is mentioned that Cain had a wife and they had a son named Enoch. Cain built a city named Enoch in honor of his son. This raises the question of whether this mysterious woman whom Cain married could be one of Adam and Eve's daughters. In this video, we will uncover the untold story of Adam and Eve's daughters, who they were, why they are not mentioned in the Bible, and how they contributed to the human race. Please like and subscribe to our channel as we delve into this topic. The Bible mainly focuses on the story of Cain and Abel, overshadowing the presence and stories of the other sons and daughters of Adam and Eve. While Cain and Abel's story is crucial, it is important to also consider the lesser-known children to fully understand the descendants of Adam and Eve. In Genesis 5:4, it is mentioned that Adam and Eve had other sons and daughters besides Cain and Abel, but there are limited details about them in the narrative. By exploring these forgotten stories, we can gain a deeper understanding of the diversity of experiences and destinies of Adam and Eve's children, who played significant roles in shaping human history. Each son and daughter, even if not highlighted in the Bible, contributed uniquely to the propagation of the human race. Interestingly, Jewish and Christian traditions often overlook the stories of certain characters, giving more prominence to the more dramatic narratives. The absence of specific names for Adam and Eve's daughters in the Bible contributes to their stories being marginalized and anonymous. However, it is understandable that the Bible cannot cover the lives of all characters, given the vastness of information it encompasses. Other books, such as the Book of Jubilees, provide alternative sources that explore details about lesser-known figures, including the daughters of Adam and Eve. These forgotten characters offer a broader perspective on the extensive offspring of the first couple. However, it is important to note that the Book of Jubilees is not considered part of the official Jewish or Christian Bible. It is considered apocryphal, which means it is not seen as sacred scripture by major religious traditions. This is mainly due to the lack of consensus on its authorship, origin, and interpretations that differ from the accepted versions. The Book of Jubilees holds historical significance and offers a unique perspective on events described in Genesis, such as the creation of the world, Adam and Eve, and other Old Testament characters. It is often referred to as Little Genesis because of its direct connection to the events and figures described in the Book of Genesis. The Book of Jubilees provides a detailed interpretation of history that goes beyond what is found in the Bible. It includes the names of Adam and Eve's daughters and details about their lives. This narrative is particularly valuable to some Jewish and Christian communities seeking additional understanding of key events from the Old Testament. When exploring the records of the Book of Jubilees to find the names of Adam and Eve's daughters, we come across the characters Cain and Orah, identified as the wives of Cain and Seth, respectively, in the Book of Genesis. In some Jewish traditions, Kelma, also known as Avan, is recognized as the wife of Cain, the firstborn of Adam and Eve. Exploring secondary sources like the Book of Jubilees provides a richer and more detailed perspective on the early times of humanity and the descendants of Adam and Eve. It expands our understanding of these biblical figures and their contributions to the propagation of the human race. Although her name is not recorded in the Bible, it is mentioned in apocryphal texts like the Book of Jubilees. The etymology of her name, often associated with Hebrew or Phoenician, suggests meanings like vice or power. As Cain's wife, her name may symbolize the strength or influence she exerted in the lineage initiated by Adam and Eve's firstborn. At the same time, the connotation of vice may reflect the challenges faced by Cain and Kelma in their lives. After his exile, Cain found Avon, and the biblical narrative highlights that he founded the city of Enoch, naming it in honor of his son. The Book of Jubilees also mentions the city built by Cain as one of his achievements after the tragic incident involving Abel. When we consider Cain's story and his encounter with a woman mentioned in the book, it becomes clear that there were more characters in the world at that time than just Adam, Eve, Abel, and Seth. While the Holy Bible does not provide specific details about Cain's wife or her origin, it is believed that there were other individuals, including women, besides Eve, as the earth was already populated by that point in the story. Some suggestions propose that Cain's wife could have been his niece, the daughter of Seth. This idea is based on the long period between Cain's banishment and his encounter with the mentioned woman. Theologians suggest that this interval lasted around 300 years, during which time the number of Adam's sons and daughters exceeded 50, while Seth's children numbered over 20. Therefore, it was common for the children of Adam and Eve to marry each other, including siblings or nieces, as humanity began from a single couple. When Cain decided to marry, there were several sisters and nieces available, making it easier to find a relative to marry. This practice of marrying close relatives persisted for a long time, as the Bible clarifies that the entire human race descends from Adam and Eve. Any theory suggesting otherwise lacks a biblical foundation. This perspective helps us understand the dynamics of relationships at that time and the formation of humanity from a single original couple. It is important to note that the laws prohibiting marriage between close relatives, as established in the Mosaic Law, were instituted much later, approximately 2,500 years after the events involving Adam and Eve. These laws were part of the covenant with Moses and set ethical and moral standards for the Israelite community. The prohibition of sexual relations between close relatives was implemented to prevent negative consequences, such as the risk of genetic defects and health problems resulting from consanguineous mating. The Book of Jubilees also mentions another daughter of Adam and Eve named Orah, who is recognized as the wife of Seth. She symbolically represents celestial purity, associated with the blue sky or lapis lazuli. Her name reflects her unique role in the narrative as Seth's wife. Orah directly influences the continuity of the righteous lineage and contributes to the preservation of virtues and values desired in biblical genealogy. It's important to remember that Seth was born after Abel's death, and Eve believed that God had chosen him to establish a new generation to replace Cain, who killed Abel. According to these traditions, Azurah was initially Abel's wife and became a widow after his death. Later, she married Seth, and they had notable descendants. Seth plays a significant role in biblical genealogy, ensuring the continuation of the righteous lineage after the turbulent events involving Cain. His union with Orah shaped key events in the Bible. Among Seth's sons, Enosh stands out. His name means frail man, and he was the first to develop the custom of invoking the name of the Lord, establishing a spiritual connection that became a central practice in subsequent religious traditions. Another notable figure in this lineage is Enoch, the son of Jared. Enoch was known for his exceptional closeness to God, to the extent that he walked with him. His righteous and devoted life stood as an example for future generations. Noah, the righteous builder of the ark during the flood, is one of the most significant contributions from Seth's lineage. Chosen by God to preserve humanity and the diversity of creatures, Noah's obedience and faith played a crucial role in fulfilling divine plans for humanity's redemption. The lineages of Cain and Seth offer contrasting perspectives on the human condition, expressed through moral and spiritual choices. Cain's lineage reflects human failure, while Seth's lineage aligns more with divine will. Both lineages are important and demonstrate the inherent duality of the human condition, where moral and spiritual choices shape the destiny of future generations. It's important to note that the Book of Jubilees is considered apocryphal and is not officially recognized by major religious traditions. Different interpretations and religious beliefs may vary regarding the daughters of Adam and Eve. For example, in Islam, it is believed that both Cain and Abel had twin sisters who became their respective wives. Now, I would like to hear from you. Were you aware that Adam and Eve had daughters? Do you think the information in the Book of Jubilees is true? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like.